When you're at a fork in the road, you don't know which way to go. There's too many suns and arrows.
Well, I hope that voice had the same effect on you that it has on me. And I gotta say, how serendipitous is this? So I just happened to watch a bit of Canada Day celebrations on TV. They were happening in Ottawa, and there was the wonderful CHANTAL KREVIAZUK performing this song, All I Can Do. And I thought, man, it's been way too long since we've talked. And today I look at my prep sheet, and my producer was like, we should talk to CHANTAL about her message on how we can come together as Canadians to help with reconciliation and help Ukraine. So here she is. She is a Canadian treasure, singer-songwriter, CHANTAL KREVIAZUK. Hello, CHANTAL.
Natasha, how's my girl?
Oh my gosh, it's been way too long.
We have to just schedule regular conversations.
I mean, and I think last time we spoke, we promised that the next time we would do it over wine, and we have both failed on that front.
Well, if it's any consolation, it's 4th of July in California, in the United States, and I'm with one of my best friends, and we just had a cocktail. So is
good.
Is that okay?
Well, actually, I kind of feel like maybe you're rubbing it in a little bit. I'm a bit jealous. I'm not going to lie.
Hey, you're on the clock. You need to keep it straight, lady.
Okay, that's right. For how much longer? And then I guess I could try to get a flight to California. Anyway, all of this to say that honestly,
you're welcome to join me. Yeah.
Thank you. You know how I feel about you, and I had that moment, watching you and feeling so proud to be Canadian and loving how you just put your heart so much into everything you do, and then this beautiful message for Canada Day that you gave to CTV, talking specifically about how we can come together. So you have both Ukrainian and Métis heritage, so you must feel super deeply connected to what's been happening on both those fronts.
Yeah, it hasn't been a good year for my people. And, I guess it's like you don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole, because the reality is that in our histories, most of us, we have, so much, violence in our past and so much trauma and struggle. I think what's so painful about the Ukrainian issue in particular right now is that it's 2022, and I sometimes just sort of take in this idea that there's a whole group of people, a whole culture, a whole country that is suddenly now being subjected to such trauma that I guess maybe we all took for granted would be in our past. And so the thought that one person would have to, live out a life on this earth with that kind of trauma in their history is terrible. But to think of an entire collective of people, of 42 million people, who has been immersed in this horrific invasion it's not good for all of us. And I always say that, when it's happening to one individual, it is happening to a family. And when it's happening to a country, it's happening to all of us. We cannot just think that we live in these isolated bubbles. It's all of our responsibility to share as a people. I really believe that.
I believe it too, and yet I feel like it's been an overwhelming time, right? There's just been so much going on, and I think when we get overwhelmed, we tend to just push it away and ignore it. Also, when we don't have an easy solution to things, like with reconciliation specifically, I feel like we don't know how to fix these problems, and so instead we do the worst thing, which is kind of nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to be supportive of certain things in the world, and yet I look at science and I'm like, I still don't get it. If the science says, then that's not right. And like, for example, with the Métis issues, it's like you can say you're doing certain things and making certain steps, but as I said in my CTV interview, if you're not breaking bread with people, if you're not hiring people, if you're not creating businesses with people, if you're not befriending people that are from, different groups, first of all, you're not learning anything. You're not listening and learning, and you're really not building any bridges. So I think, in the example of Ukraine, where, for whatever reason, the world is not able to step in, the question becomes, what can I do as an individual? And as an individual, I can, I partnered with Unite with Ukraine, and I'm helping to equip defenders. I'm helping to ensure that people are getting, emergency medical equipment. And so in my way, I'm feeling like I am making some kind of a dent in the situation. And that makes me feel less helpless. And in the case of what's going on in Indigenous Canada, I do know we're getting somewhere. But perhaps would feel like we're seeing a difference more when we ourselves are taking certain steps and building bridges. And I think that those matter in the end, maybe more. You know, like when you put the word community into effect. You know, how many people are you really friends with that, or really employing that are from Indigenous backgrounds? You know, these are the questions. It's not enough to do what is it like when people do a land dedication? I'm over the land dedication.
Yeah.
Like, as somebody who sits there, like I'm from Chief Peguis is my background. People meant, and now you're on the land up. Like, okay, so what? Where are they? There's no one in the room. It's like I've done events where they announce that we're on Chief Peguis land or wherever we are, and I'm the only person in the room who's actually even from that background.
Right.
Like, that's just not enough for me. Like, make friends, go visit, buy their products, like, you know, learn, listen. And I think we're able to do that.
I think we are too. I think we're getting better and better on that front. We're speaking with singer-songwriter CHANTAL KREVIAZUK. I think we're getting better on that front. And then on the other hand, I think when it comes to the other things that divide us, you know, like with Roe v. Wade being struck down, politically, the divide is so huge. I think we've gotten way worse at being able to listen to people that we disagree with. Like, we can agree about horrible things and agree that things need to be done, and yet somehow on stuff that really, you know, you should be able to have a conversation about and agree, you know, you can't.
Well, I think what we're learning though is, and I'm learning it in my own relationship at home, and I always say peace begins at home, right? So, you know, if you don't catch things in the moment, people, you know, if we leave things, that's when they get ugly. So we have to address things as they come up and have dialogue, because otherwise, like now, we can't even filter. Sorry, I'm just 1 second.
You're at an Independence Day party. There are cocktails. It's
okay,
Permitted.
Sorry, it's gone. But like, I mean, now we don't even know. There's so much weird like politics attached to this low hanging fruit of abortion and various things. It's like we can't even filter out what's truth and authentic and versus, you know, what is just people's weird agendas. And so I think it's really important. Like, people need to know their history. I put it right on my Instagram, like right on my profile, like, know your history, because if you don't know it, you won't feel compelled to protect it. Women's rights are something that, you know, we're going to have to continue to fight for many generations before they're like cemented into, you know, our culture, cemented into civilization, really. I mean, they're a right, but I mean, until we can really cement them, they feel more like a privilege, don't they?
They do. And I got to say, I love what you said about how it starts at home too. Like, we do avoid those tough conversations at home. For those who don't know,
Chantal, tough conversations.
Yeah, we do.
And you know, when you avoid tough conversations, that's when the wolves are working, and they're out and they're figuring out how to manipulate and how to, you know, rise to the top. And especially when you're talking about women and minorities, you know, we have to have those tough conversations as we go. That's all there is to it. We can't ignore it.
And for those who don't know, Chantal is married to Rain Maida of Our Lady Peace, and you've been very open about, you know, the struggles that you go through in a long-term relationship. We're going to run out of time here, so before we do, I want to know, how are you doing well? Are you happy, Chantal? How's life?
I am happy. You know, Rain and I are having a little conflict right now at home, and what I'm so happy about is that I'm far more geared, because we do so much work in our life as a couple. I'm far more geared at like how we have the debate, how the conflict ensues, than even the conflict itself. Like it really, you kind of become a master at mess, you know, master at messy. And it's not going to, no one said it's easy. And the other thing that comes up for me is like, you know what, this too shall pass. And it's part of being human. It's part of the life experience. Sometimes things suck. That's not always awesome. And in this world of social media where people are always trying to create some kind of perfect, it's not. Look at it. I'm out with my girlfriend right now, and we're actually like taking a couple hours for ourselves and trying to like, you know, enjoy the fruits or whatever you say.
Good.
But literally, we barely get a chance to do it.
Mm-hmm.
We barely get a chance to do it. And so we're reveling in gifting ourselves with a nice moment. I mean, that's the reality of life, right? If you're high capacity, you're out there working hard, you're a feminist, you're a hardworking career mother, it's not easy.
No.
So I don't think we need to pretend that there's like some kind of like crown and flowers everywhere. It's not. Life is tough for all of us, right?
Yeah. I don't have the energy to fake it anymore. You know what I mean? Like, and let's just stop
real,
even
girl.
trying to fake it. Let's just keep it real.
Right.
Oh, Chantal, I miss you. You know how much I love talking to you. Mm-hmm.
Natasha, I'm home. I think Rain and I have an event and a show in Montreal coming up. I think we need to pay you a visit.
Yes, please do. Let's book it.
Okay,
Let's book it right now. Okay, it's happening.
I'll get my people to talk to your people.
We're going to make this happen. Happy Independence Day. Love to
happy
the family.
Everything.
Yeah, happy everything.
Love
Thank you,
too,
Chantal.
Natasha, you're awesome. It's so good to hear your voice. See you soon.
Likewise. You take care. That is, I call her a Canadian treasure. She is no less than that. She's all that and more. Singer-songwriter Chantal KREVIAZUK.